and welcome back. This is Michelle with my Daily Cup of Tea, and if you've been following along, you know that the last two episodes we did YouthBerry, which is a white tea that has acai berry and tropical fruits in it, and then we also did Wild Orange Blossom, which is an herbal tea. It's a tisane. It means it does not have tea leaves in it, and tea leaves are only those leaves that come from the Camellia sinensis plant. So this is an herbal tea, but it also has chunks of citrus fruit, hibiscus flowers, rose petals. It's a really great tea. And I liked both of the teas. Now, interestingly enough, with YouthBerry, I liked the cold better than the hot, and with Orange Blossom, I liked the hot better than the cold. I thought that the cold kind of lost some of the flavor once it was chilled. So now we're going to do our first ever blend. So what we're going to do is exactly what I said. We're going to blend the two teas. Oh, I forgot to introduce my newest toy. Now, some of you might think this is a coffee press, which it is. But here on this show, we call it a tea press. And I like to use this guy when I'm using teas that have chunks of fruit in it, or big flower petals, or if for whatever reason I don't want that floating around in my tea. Now, you all know I don't mind things floating around in my tea because I love to do the jasmine dragon pearls that we did a few weeks ago. I love to just throw those in the cup, pour the water over it, and have my cup of tea. But for this tea, I wanted to show you this guy because I know some of you don't like leaves floating around in your tea. And also, this is not expensive. I think I paid $20, $19.99. You can get them at World Market. You can get them at Target. You can get them at a coffee store, although they'll probably cost you twice as much. Yeah, you can pretty much get them anywhere. So this is the pot, clear on the end, and then you've got this guy, and it's a little strainer. You put the lid on, press the strainer down, squeezes all the tea to the bottom, and just leaves that luscious tea left. Okay? So, we'll get to that in a minute. Now, back to the blend. So we've got YouthBerry. YouthBerry is, again, it's a white tea, so it's going to have a really light, crisp flavor. And I like to do about 2 teaspoons, a good tablespoon. We're going to fill this up to here. So I'm going to need a good bit of tea. Probably, I think I've got a tablespoon and a half here. I probably don't need quite that much. But I kind of want a little bit more of those nice big chunks in it. So and some of these acai berries, that they actually have the berry right in the tea. So, okay, there's that. And then we've got the Wild Orange Blossom, which is the herbal tea. Now, with herbal teas, the directions say 1.5 teaspoons. With an herbal tea, I'm liking a good tablespoon per cup. So, like for this size cup, I really would use a tablespoon of tea with an herbal tea, especially one like this, which has got chunks of fruit in it. And this has got chunks of tropical fruit. Like here is Great Big Piece Orange. Here is what looks like, it smells like roses and hibiscus, but I think it's pear or papaya. So we're going to put a good bit in here. Oh, here's some mango. Let's see. Or maybe that's, no, I think it's mango. I don't think it's not orange rind. Okay, so I got a good bit of tea here, okay? Now, so we've got the white tea and the herbal tea with the nice, yummy, luscious chunks of fruit in it. We're going to bag this back up. Put these guys over here for a second. Now we're going to need some water in a minute. Getting ahead of myself, aren't I? Okay, so this is so easy. You take the tea and you dump it in. You take this tea and you dump it in. And I kind of give it a swish and a swirl and mix it in together, blend it. So there you have it. And forgot it over here. And now we're going to pour the water. Now I boiled this water right before I started the flip cam. So it's probably been, what, 2-3 minutes since the water came to a boil. I don't like to pour boiling tea over my white tea. I think it kind of burns it a little bit, just like with green tea. But your mileage may vary. If you like boiling water over your white tea, have at it, because everybody should drink tea the way they like it. So, here we go. We're going to pour this in, and I'm going to pour quite a bit of it. I didn't on the last two, because I needed to make sure I had enough tea to get to this point. So I'm going to fill this puppy up, because I'm going to probably drink this for the rest of the day. Alright, now, just like we did on the other two videos, I'm actually going to let this tea steep. You can already tell it's turning an amazing, lovely shade of pink. You might notice I like pink. So we're going to let it steep. I'm going to end up clipping this video so you don't have to watch me watch tea steep. And then we'll come back and we'll review it and see if we like it or not. Okay? Be back in a second. Okay, and we're back. And you can see that this has really, really created some wonderful pink color. The pieces of fruit have gotten nice and plump. The acai berries have gotten nice and plump. Most of the white tea has actually fallen to the bottom, which doesn't surprise me at all. But it's still flavoring the tea. Yeah, I think this is going to be yummy. Okay, so this is just the wild orange blossom. I wanted you to see the difference in color. They're both really, really, really pink, even though this is just an herbal. And just like I did the last time, I forgot to get my cup of ice for this tea. So, just a second, let me get some ice. Okay, where did, oh, whoops, put it over here. Okay, got my ice. Here we go, we are in business. Now, you put the lid on the top of it, and you put the strainer in. Now, sometimes when I use this, I will actually just leave it like this, because I want to keep letting all this tea, keep flavoring all that water, and it'll just get a little stronger, and it's kind of pretty to look at. I like it. But because I want you all to see the color, I'm going to go ahead and strain it, which you just plunge this puppy down, and you can see, here's the tea, nice pink color. I wish I would have kept the glass of just the YouthBerry, but I didn't. I drank it, sorry. But this is the wild orange blossom, because no tea gets wasted in this household. And again, when it's cold, it's pretty light. So we're gonna see what this blend tastes like. First, we're gonna have it hot. So here it is hot. I didn't pour too much in here hot because I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to have this cold. Number one, it's going to be almost 90 degrees today, so I'm looking for something to make iced. And number two, I think I'm going to like this better iced. Okay, hot, it's not bad hot. Okay, it's really not bad hot. I can taste the citrus, I can taste the white tea, for sure. There's no bitterness in it. There's no bad zing that you get on the back end of your tongue, you know, like on the sides of your tongue in the back. None of that. It's not bad. If it was winter and I was, you know, really wishing spring was coming, I think this would be a great tea to have in the afternoon. Because it's very spring-like, it's very light, it's very fruity, it's very good. Really good hot. Let's try it cold. Okay, so got my ice, got my tea. Oh, I think this is going to be good. Okay, it's probably going to melt all the ice because it's still pretty hot. But we're going to give it a little swirl here. Ah, I was hoping for this. Yes! Much, much more flavor in this cold tea. If you remember, the YouthBerry cold, I really liked. It had a lot of flavor, cold. But the wild orange didn't have as much flavor cold. The flavor was much more subtle. You could taste the cold, which was great, especially on a hot summer day. But the depth of flavor didn't match the depth of color. And this one, color's a little lighter, as you can see. Definitely a little bit of a lighter color. But because you've got that white tea in there, you get a lot more flavor. There's a lot more oomph in the flavor. I can still taste all that citrus. I still taste the acai berry. But this I love cold. And I mean, most of the ice is melted now, but I'm liking this cold. And you know what? This would be a great tea to take on a picnic if you were looking for something in addition to lemonade. This is going to be a good one. I think everybody will like this tea. It just tastes fresh. It tastes like there's fruit juices in it, and there really isn't. It's just an herbal tea mixed with a white tea, but you've got all those fruit pieces that really complement each other and make this blend just beautiful. It's smooth, it's fresh, it's a great tea iced. Again, perfect for a picnic, perfect for the hot summer days we get here in the South when it's 102 in the shade and you breathing feels like you're breathing through a wet towel because it's so humid. This is going to be a great tea for a hot, humid day. So I hope you've liked our little experiment of our first blend. I hope that you'll try out one of these guys because tea is fun, and this could be fun for you. And it's also, you could use this with black tea too. If you don't have a pot, if you don't have a teapot, you don't have a tea strainer, but you're a coffee drinker and you have one of these, I would give it a good wash so that your tea doesn't taste like coffee, unless you like that, because you just have the tea the way you want it. But you could use this for your tea also. Multi-purpose tool. Love that. Cheap. So, here's to you. And I hope you have a lovely cup of tea today, whatever tea you're drinking. And I hope you come back soon. And this is Michelle with my daily cup of tea. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye.